To all my creative friends out there who are wanting to grow their business, this is for you today. What if in just 1 hour a day, if you spent that 1 hour building relationships that turned into customers and helped you scale your business and double your revenue, triple your revenue in a very short period of time, like let's say 3 to 6 months, would you actually do it if you knew you were going to get a result? Now, hopefully the answer is yes. And I'm not here to convince you, but this interview today that I do with Kelly Roach is going to change your perspective on sales forever. Because when you're coming from a place of service and you have a strategy and a framework to actually do the thing that you avoid, guess what? Your business will grow. Hey there, I'm Tracy Matthews. Welcome back to Creatives Rule the World, the place where creatives become wealthy by selling out without selling out. And I'm so excited today because I have a very special guest on the show today. Her name is Kelly Roach, and she just is launching a brand new book called The Miracle Hour. I am obsessed with this concept because for the past 14 years, I have been teaching creatives just like you something similar. And I am so excited to take it up a notch with her framework because if you just spend 1 hour a day focusing on the relationship building activities that grew your business and you knew that it would actually grow your business, would you do it? And this is the question of the hour. So Kelly's going to walk us through the Miracle Hour. She is an 8-figure entrepreneur. She built her brand with zero debt and actually built a 7-figure brand on her lunch break using this philosophy. And if she can do it, anyone can do it. And we are making it a priority on our team to do this as well. I hope you enjoy this episode. It literally blew my mind. I'm so excited for you. And I hope that you watch this over and over and over again. So let's dive right in. I am so excited to have the incredible Kelly Roach on the show today. Welcome, Kelly.
So happy to be here.
I am so excited for you because you are launching your book, The Miracle Hour, and I had the opportunity to listen to the audiobook already. I am obsessed because this concept is so simple and it's something that every business owner can do every single day, but most people don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I mean, for 15 years, people have been drilled with the concept that you don't need to talk to people to build a successful business and that it's beneath us to connect with other humans. And, you know, we've let many barriers come between us and the people that we're here to serve. And what that has done is as the market has shifted and as economies have changed, the people that are not in direct contact with the humans that are making buying decisions aren't making sales. Their businesses are stalling or going backwards. And so the Miracle Hour is not new. It's something I've been teaching for many years. It's part of my body of work, but it's how I started my business. It was my literal bridge to freedom. It's how I replaced my corporate multi-6-figure executive job from my car on my lunch break, an hour a day, doing activation, right? Nurturing leads, building relationships, booking calls, moving things forward. So my 1 hour a day was growing my business faster than people working 8 to 10 hours a day in their business. And so for many years, I've been saying like one focused hour of activation is more powerful than 8 hours of massive chaotic action, which is what most business owners do. And now there's actual research to back that up. So I always had said that from my own personal experience because literally I lived that. But now there's actual research. And I mean, isn't that obvious? Like with everything that's going on with our phones and the notifications and the distractions and, you know, all of these things, the last wave before AI was the whole like tech tool craze, right? And now we have the studies that say on average business owners waste between an hour and 20 minutes and 7 hours a week managing their tech tools that are supposed to save them time. That's almost an entire work day that people are spending managing the tools that were supposed to save them time. And now the same thing is happening all over again with AI. And it's like, we're missing the whole point. And the thing that matters so much to me is like, I have watched entrepreneurs sacrifice their health, their marriage, their relationship with their children, their hobbies. I have watched people sacrifice absolutely everything that actually matters in life in pursuit of growing their business because they're focused on the wrong things. They have all the heart. They're doing all the hard work. They have all the good intentions in the world. They're putting in plenty of time, energy, and effort, but they're simply not focused on the right things. And 1 hour focused on activating, managing relationships, and inviting people to take action can be the equivalent of an 8-hour workday. And it will completely change anyone's life that is actually willing to prioritize their dream. And that's really what I say about the miracle hour. It's claiming 1 hour for yourself and saying, I am prioritizing my dream, whatever that is, whatever that big goal or that vision is. It is that intense, deep work that is so clear, so precise, right? It's engineer-like. And that's what I think people need more than anything right now.
They really do. I've always said this. People buy from people, faceless brands, this whole faceless marketing thing, I never bought into. I was like, gross. And, I work with a lot of creatives. So they want to hide behind their bench or they want to hide behind their craft and their art. And the ones that show up, they're crushing it because people feel a connection to them. And it can happen in so many different ways. And I can't wait to unpack this because I've been a proponent of direct outreach for a very long time. And although sometimes I'm like, now I'm listening to you talking about it and I listen to your audiobook and everything, I'm like, I could be doing a better job. One of the key strategies that I've taught, because one of my businesses is working with jewelry designers, was always like, follow up with people 30 days after they purchase something, invite them to buy the next piece with a text message. And 20% of the people typically will buy when someone does that.
Yeah.
And it's incredible what can happen if you just be the human behind the brand.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, there's 4 inflection points in the first 30 days of someone buying where they're psychologically primed to make the next investment decision. And we miss all of them because everyone is focused on generating leads. Everyone is focused on more and more and more. And they're missing. And this is what I say the miracle hour does is it helps you to monetize the opportunity that you are overlooking that already sits right in the realm of the work you've already done. And people are always like, I can't find an hour for the miracle hour. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
no, you can't afford not to find an hour for the miracle hour because what are you actually doing for 8 to 10 hours a day? And that's the insanity that has happened is that people are busy, but they are not productive. And this is getting out of control even more so now with AI. And, it's crazy because when you learn how to do the basic fundamentals, then layering AI can help you exponentially increase and multiply that. But most people don't have the fundamentals. So they're leveraging AI for something that they never had working in the first place. Nothing's going to change. So it's like, we just need to get the pieces in the right order. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned these 4, I think you said inflection points during the first 30 days. What are those? I'm sure everyone's curious now.
Absolutely. So first things first in the onboarding process, right? What other needs do they have? And what do they even know the other ways that you can support them? Right. So that's immediate, right? Obviously we know that in the checkout process, there should always be like a complimentary offer that is going to help them to accelerate the result that they're going to get with a thing that they just purchased. Then in the onboarding process, that's number 2. So you have the checkout process, then you have the onboarding process, then you have the first win in the program. Now, a lot of people, like, let's go back to your example of a jeweler. Okay. The first time they wore that out, what compliments did they get? I wore a dress to a book launch party that I was the cover feature on last night. And literally I had 30 people come up to me and say, that dress. I don't know who the designer of the dress was. I didn't know the person, but I'm thinking in terms of the people that you work with, Tracy, who are creatives, they should be going back to the person that they sold that thing to, whatever it is. Did you get a chance to show your piece for the first time? Or did you get a chance to try on your such and such? So it's that first experience. Had I known the person that designed this dress, I would be referring them to every woman that I met last night. I would be introducing them. I would be posting the dress and tagging the whole thing. I don't know the person, so that doesn't make sense in this case. But in your case, like that's a prime example. So it's the first win with the sale. And remember, a lot of people think when I say that, they're like, oh, that only works if you help people make money. No.
Wins can be
Remember, ROI is always in the eye of the beholder. What did that person want to feel when they bought your product?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And so to your point, Tracy, when you were saying about sending the follow-up and that most people can get that next order in the follow-up, that's absolutely true. But what can even make that exponentially more powerful is when you ask them about what did it feel like the first time you got to ABC, XYZ, whatever it is. And that leads right into not just them making the next buying decision, but exponentially increasing that by getting them to share, getting them to refer, getting them to introduce, and so on and so forth, which now it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Of your business just snowballing and growing. And then the fourth one is when they start running up against program parameters. So there's the checkout process, there's the onboarding process, there's the first win using the product, program, or service. And then there's when they start bumping up against program parameters. That might be, for example, let's go back to the jeweler. Okay. They bought this gorgeous necklace. It's so beautiful, right? And they send you a picture of them wearing it. They're like, I love it so much. And you notice there's no earrings.
Exactly.
And you just say, have you found a set of earrings to go with that necklace yet that complement it perfectly? That's all. That's all.
I love that.
There's no aggressive anything.
I love it. It's an invitation.
And that's what I say. The Miracle Hour is all about making invitations. That's all that it is. And we have developed this level of entitlement in our culture that I can't stand, where we expect people to buy from us when we never extended an invitation to people.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Can you just preach this a little bit more? It drives me crazy. Like people don't ask for a sale. People are like, I don't want to be salesy. So let's talk about this.
People will run themselves into the ground working 80 hours a week saying that they're trying to grow their business. And then I'll say to them, okay, well, let's talk through what your sales process is. Let's talk about like, how many offers are you making a day? And they kind of look at me and I'm like, how many offers are you making a day? And then like, it's like silence. And it's like, wait, so you want people to buy things from you, but you're not actually asking people to buy things from you?
Exactly. It's so crazy.
Strange, right? But somehow this is a cultural thing that we need to unravel. This came, I think, through internet marketing and like kind of the online world. It's like we've lost the art and science of like selling and relationship building and how humans make buying decisions. Like we've forgotten those fundamentals. And so the Miracle Hour really just has 3 parts every single day, right? You're generating new leads, you're nurturing the ones that you already have, and you're making invitations to people to buy. So what that does is it breaks feast or famine in your business forever. It creates predictability because people are always in the ready to buy phase, and you make sales every single day because you actually invited people to buy. And so it's just this systematic machine that's running every single day. And because you're doing it every day, it starts compounding and compounding and compounding, where in the beginning, you might only make 1 sale a day, or maybe when you first start, you only make a sale once every couple days, right? But what happens is when you're doing this every day and you have like 5 to 7 activities that you do every day, and I say it's choose your own adventure, do the things that work best for your business that you feel most passionate and committed to. It's not a one size fits all. And in the book, I give all these different examples, and I literally have like pages of like bullet points of like, these are examples of primary activities. These are examples of auxiliary activities. This is how it could work for this kind of business. This is how it could work for that kind of business. But what happens is there's like this compounding effect where when you start stringing days and then weeks and then months together of the Miracle Hour, your pool just starts building and building and building and building and building naturally of people that are in that ready to buy phase. And, you know, for everyone listening, Miracle Hour, like, first of all, when you buy the book, you get instant access to the audiobook. I know you shared, you already listened to that, which is awesome.
It's so good.
For everyone listening, get your copy of the book right now. It's in the show notes, and listen to the audiobook. The thing about the Miracle Hour is you can monetize the Miracle Hour instantly because you always start in the center of the circle. And this is what businesses don't do anymore. But this is, I came from $1 billion corporation in the Fortune 500 world, and I literally led sales teams for a living. You always start in the center of the circle.
What does that mean?
Those are your current those are your current customers.
Oh,
So
yes. Like reaching out to
you
them.
always start with adding the earrings to the necklace. You always start
Hmm.
with complementing the bracelet with the ring. Okay. You always start with your own customers, because here's what happens. And I wrote about this in the Miracle Hour book. It's one of the hardest and worst lessons that I ever learned in business. When I was scaling my company from 7 to 8 figures, we were growing so fast and we were acquiring so many customers that we weren't worried about reselling our current customers. We weren't trying to sell them additional products and services. And so here's what happened, Tracy. They started doing additional services and products outside of ours with other people, and those people weren't so good people. And so what happened
Oh,
was, now our clients are getting conflicting feedback and conflicting advice, because they're in our program learning this and they're in someone else's program learning this, and their results actually started to tank. And I
oh,
completely changed. I realized as a CEO, that was my biggest miss, was that we were not selling to our own customers. We were working very, very hard to service them in the product that they were in. And I mean,
hmm,
I had full 40-person staff, quality assurance calls, service delivery, one-to-one support. So I'm not talking about service delivery. I am talking about selling to your own customers. If someone is a buyer in your space, they are going to buy habitually and seasonally. That means they're going to buy over and over again for life, and they're going to buy in and out like this. So if you are not doing something like the Miracle
right.
Hour, where consistently inviting them to make the next purchase, guess what? Do you think someone who bought a bracelet from you 6 months ago isn't going to go buy a pair of earrings? Of course
They
they
will
are.
definitely.
So they're going to buy it from you, or they're going to buy it from someone else. And this is the huge mistake that we make, right? So the reason the Miracle Hour can monetize instantly is you start in your center of the circle, which is your current customers,
Hmm.
and then you go to your inactive customers.
Hmm.
Most businesses, Tracy, can double in 6 months or less if they only focus on their current customers and their past customers, both expanding market share, reactivating current customers, and then even doing a little bit of referral marketing, referral generation with those customers. They could double.
That is incredible. And it's validating so many things that I'm doing right now in one of my businesses, because we made a huge pivot. Things have changed in the coaching world and programs. And I wanted something that was going to actually move people into execution. So the reason why I wanted to have this interview so badly is like, I'm so tired of people just sitting around waiting for their business to happen to them. So we created this
Yep.
tool called Desire AI for Flourish and Thrive Academy for the jewelry designers, which helps them shorten the window from idea to
Yeah.
execution. So they have no excuses anymore to not do the marketing and not
Yeah.
do the sales activities that are going to grow their business. And the thing I love about this so much, and I know I kind of shortened my idea about like reaching out to the previous customers, but it's all coming from a place of service. Like, how are you enjoying those earrings? Or how are you enjoying the
Yes.
piece that you purchased?
Yes.
Or all of that. What kind of result did you get in the program? Talking to them about it and then saying, hey, like if you want to take the next step, here's what I have to offer. If not, thank you for supporting my small business. I really appreciate you. It
Yes.
every time when someone does this,
Yes.
even if they don't buy, the customer's so happy because they're like, wow, the founder of the company, the artist just reached out to me. No one's ever done that before. And it's
Yeah.
crazy how far it can go. And the other thing
Yeah.
that I wanted to mention is like how as we've been in this pivot with this AI tool, now my brain is swirling like, okay, what can I help them and support them with next? So I'm going to be offering to the people inside of that who are using the monthly AI tool, offering them like higher level coaching where we're getting it done. So like execution style coaching where it's okay, so you
Yeah.
need your automated funnel set up. Let's get it done in a month and we'll get them all
Yep.
done. You use the tool. And so it starts becoming this like fulfilling system where people are getting value. They're seeing a
Yeah.
result because they're actually doing the thing that they say they want to do.
Yep.
And the money starts rolling in,
Yep.
which is
It,
exciting.
I mean, it's amazing. I love that. And I love that you're already thinking like you have to sequentially make sure the number one thing, especially in a market. So in a market expansion, it's good to optimize for customer acquisition,
Hmm.
right? So for the last 10 plus years, the fastest, easiest way to grow a business was through acquiring new customers because the market was
Yes.
expanding. So the visibility and the marketing of your business was the fastest, easiest way to grow. That's why social media has exploded,
Hmm.
right? But we're in a contraction market now. And in a
Mm.
contraction market, the fastest, easiest way to grow is building a moat around your customers and then duplicating
Keeping
and
them.
multiplying using the lily pad effect, right? So multiplying and duplicating their spend, reactivating your past customers, and then using that to then build new relationships that hinge off of their satisfaction of their experience with you. So I love that you're like, you're already building it in, you're already doing it. Like, that's it. You're modeling the way. You're modeling the miracle hour way.
So I want to hear from you. What are the steps of the miracle hours or some of the ideas that people can start executing right now? And we're going to have the miracle hour, what do you call it? The playlist or the workbook or you called it something.
Yeah, we'll link to the toolkit down below.
The toolkit, that's what
everyone can get.
Called.
Yeah, the toolkit is amazing because it gives you like scripts and templates and walks you through the how-to and how to set up and all of those things. So yes, absolutely. Everyone take advantage of that. When you think about the miracle hour, the first thing is you have to know what your goals are. Your whole miracle hour is designed to move you forward towards your strategic objectives in the business. And a lot of people think they know, but they don't. They're all over the place. They're doing 85 different things and there's no real direction to the business. So the first step is, what are you optimizing your miracle hour for? And that matters a lot because you're going to pick your activities based on what are you optimizing for. And so that's really, really important. And you pick a very small handful of like, these are the objectives of the miracle hour. Okay. So that's step one. Step two, it's deciding what your miracle hour is going to be, right? Ours, for years, it was 9 a.m. to 10:15. And then I was like, I want to go on a walk in the morning with my husband. So we just moved it to 8 o'clock so I can do miracle hour with my team. And then I can head on my walk. I don't even manage a miracle hour list anymore. I use that time for either like content or relationship building or whatever the case. But I have a big team and they all do the miracle hour independently. And that's where, majority of our sales come from. But the second thing is you have to commit to your hour. And listen, the people that half do it, they're not going to see the results from it, right? Anything in life that you do halfway or half-heartedly, you're not going to be thrilled with the results. So pick the hour that's going to be your hour and make it an absolute. Make an appointment with yourself to make your biggest dreams come true. And that's what I think you need to think about when you're committing to an hour of the miracle hour. It's like your 1 hour a day of deep focus and high intention, precision engineered activation that is going to move you towards your biggest goals and your biggest dreams, right? So that's step two.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yes.
Do you think it has to be in the morning?
No.
It could be any time of day.
Mine was on my lunch break. Okay. Mine was on my lunch break. I didn't call it the miracle hour. I was sitting with my little index card, like doing what I could do. But no, I mean, I did that. Listen, I would get up in the morning and I would do content at like 5 a.m. Then I would like get, I was breastfeeding Madison. We were doing all the things. I would do that. Then I would leave. I would go into the office. I would work, the first half of the day. I would go out in my car. I would do my miracle hours, what I call it now. I didn't call it that then. I would go out and do my sales block, right? And then at night, 8 o'clock is when I did my launches, my client calls, all of that in the evening, right? Because I was working full time. So I think your miracle hour needs to fit into your life. If you have a lot of little kids and you're the mom that's like driving around to practice all night long and you're trying to build this business in the pocket of your time, you know what? When you bring Sally to dance class, you sit outside for 15 minutes when you bring her to class and you send some messages. And then you have to go to your son's baseball practice and you get him to baseball practice. You do 15 more minutes, right? This is the thing about the miracle hour. It's a decision that it's going to get done. How and when it's going to get done has to be an absolute, but it has to fit into your life so that it's sustainable, right?
Yes. Yeah. So good. Okay. So we're on step 2. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
What is step
3? Yeah. Step 3 is you have to pick 5 to 7 core activities that you're going to commit to doing. And in the book, I walk you through how to think about these activities. And I give examples. I give lists of primary and auxiliary activities. What you want to think about when you're picking your activities is, number one, what is the lowest lying fruit in your business that's going to be the fastest, easiest way to move the needle? And that's different for all of us. So you should look at where your customers have been coming from and where you've gotten the biggest results the easiest. You should also look at like what you haven't been doing that would be like super easy to monetize, that you just need to be like, all right, I just need to commit to doing this, right? So you want to pick those activities that are going to happen every single day. And the miracle hour can be done on social media or off of social media. So there's kind of different tracks depending on like, where do you want to build and how do you want to build? So like an example would be, I have people in my community that use the Miracle Hour for licensing deals, business acquisition, sponsorships, booking, for events, speaking, appearances, like everything you could think of. Okay. If you have a brick and mortar and you're like a practitioner, or you have like an in-person clinic or something like that, your most important Miracle Hour is getting reviews. Okay.
Wow, that's important. That's
what you're
interesting.
going to do. So what you're going to do in your, like for us, like we have hundreds of thousands of leads on social media. So my team, their Miracle Hour is primarily on social media, because that's like where our audience tends to be. But that's not the case for a lot of people doing this. There's all different ways that you're going to do this. And again, this is where you have to make this customized to your vision and your goals. Where do you want to build? How do you want to build? And what are the most important activities for your business? Because depending on your business model, it's going to be very different activities that you pick. Does that make sense?
Yes, 100%. I love this.
Okay.
And like for someone newer in business, it might be reaching out to, like, if they're just starting, like people that they know in their network, and telling them what they're doing. And if they know anyone, refer them along.
100%. So my daughter, who just turned 12, has a club for girls. It's called the Courage Club. I co-lead it with her, but she does the Miracle Hour. For that, I've taught her the process. It took 3 weeks for her to learn, and she does the Miracle Hour by herself. She follows the steps. She does the thing, and she closes sales from it. So we're not spending ad dollars on that. We're not like putting like money behind that. That is totally organic. So what she does in her Miracle Hour for new lead generation is she'll reach out to current members. She'll ask for introductions and referrals, and she's had success with that. She'll go follow relevant accounts. We have a little private Instagram for the Courage Club. She'll go follow relevant accounts where she sees that it's a mom with daughters that would be appropriate. Wow. So yeah, if you're a newer business owner, again, yeah, to your point, like, okay, if you're someone that's been in business for a long time, your number one job is to do an asset inventory of all the people that you already have in your orbit that you just haven't done a good job managing and nurturing. Okay. If you're new in business, like Madison, you're going to spend more time actually cultivating new relationships, asking for introductions, going and connecting with people in different ways that are going to allow you to build the list. Right. But the good news is, even if from the very beginning, when you're building your Dream 1000, is that you can start monetizing from the first day that you start building your list. You don't need to be done your list in order to get a result from it.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. What is the next step? Are we on 4?
So then, so we know what our goals are.
Yes.
Right. We've set our time block for when we're going to do this. We've identified 3 to 5 activities that we're going to do each and every day. Right.
Yes.
And now we need to figure out, what is the quantity? How do we know? How do you know, like, how much do I need to do to succeed? And the answer is, you have to take action.
Yes.
You have to take action. So what you need to do is you have to create a starting number, and you have to measure, track, and assess. Okay, I'm doing 50 outreaches, 50 messages a day. Am I getting a result from that? Yes or no, right? You have to figure out what your rhythm is going to be. But that is very, very important. And again, that's unique to every business.
Yes.
You have to figure out for each of your activities, what is the quantity that you need to yield the result that you desire. And so that's something from the very beginning where you need to set a list of metrics. You need to do them consistently. And then you need to assess and decide where you need to make those tweaks and changes in order to get a result. And, this is another thing that people do, is create these really complicated reporting systems and scorecards and trackers, and then they don't do anything. I don't care if you make tick marks on a piece of paper, right? But you have to figure out how many actions are needed of each thing to get a result. Right. So that's the next step. And then the final step is you have to build your $100 million relationship Rolodex. You have to build your Dream 1000. And that is a process of going through and doing an asset inventory, which in the book, we actually give you the steps of how to do an asset inventory to identify all of the people that you already have, the unrealized relationships, potential, and opportunity that you have overlooked, ignored, not capitalized on. And that's your starting point, right? So you have your active customers, you have your inactive customers, you have customers that have maybe booked a consultation but haven't bought. You have your prospective customers that you're in conversations, or they've expressed interest, but they haven't taken action yet. And then you kind of build out these like mini lists within your Dream 1000 and you get on a rotation. And the goal is that people hear from you at least twice a month.
Twice a
So
month.
if
Okay.
you have 1,000 leads and you touch 100 people a day in some way, shape, or form, and before people say, I can't do that, it takes 29 seconds. I've timed it and I timed my daughter doing it. It takes 29 seconds to reach out to someone and leave a custom audio to invite them to take the next step in the relationship. 29 seconds.
So what does your daughter say when she's doing this next step in the relationship?
She just closed someone yesterday. Literally, she sent them a follow-up. She had been following up with them since December.
Such
so
a
remember,
great skill.
It takes 8 to 12. It takes 8 to 12 follow-ups typically to get a buyer, which is something I'm drilling into her head. She actually said to me about 2 months ago, she said, Mom, I think my email's broken. She's like, she's like, I don't think it works. Like, she's like, I keep emailing people and like, they're not responding. And I was like, oh no. I was like, no. I was like, you just haven't emailed them enough times yet. I'm like, they will.
Keep emailing.
And then the next week, someone that she had been emailing over and over again and never gotten a response, replied to her, gave her a referral. The person bought that week.
Interesting. So, okay. I love this. This is such a great skill to teach children.
Oh my gosh.
Teens. I guess she's a tween, right? Tween.
Every kid should read the Miracle Hour book. I'm actually going to use it with the club that we run for girls because like think of with everything that's happening with AI, everything that's going to be left is like communication skills, relationships, leadership, soft skills, problem solving, leadership, speaking. So these are the things that our kids need to know because all the other like information heavy skills, it's all going to be done by AI. We don't need it anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. So to answer your question, you said, what did she say? When she leaves an audio message, in this particular case that I was referencing, she literally just sent a message and said, hey, Jenny, I really love having Paisley in the club. She's been awesome to have in the group. I really want more girls Paisley in the Courage Club. Do you know of anyone that you think would be a fit?
So great.
And so you could time how long that took me to say. It was probably like
14 seconds. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So this is what I say when I say this is so stupid simple, but like we all have no excuse to not make millions of dollars in our businesses. But the thing is we're so distracted doing so many things that don't get results. And so when people say don't have an hour, it's like, no, you do have an hour. You need to give yourself a promotion. You need to elevate how you're using that hour that you have, not look for another hour. People's default is always, I need to add another hour. I need to find an hour. No, you need to give yourself an upgrade.
Yes.
Right?
Well, I love this so much because I'm thinking like, where am I wasting time in my business? I'm writing so many emails and stuff. Maybe I just spend the time instead of writing the emails, like I talk all day. I love talking. So drop a little audio note, shoot it in a direct email and see what happens instead.
Oh, we kill it with audio notes. Like we send them with personal text. We even do a thing with like voicemail with our like mass text service. And we also do it with like personal text.
Yes, I love voicemail.
We do it in the DMs. I mean, they crush and they're so short and so easy to do. And it makes it really easy for the person to just come back or not come back. Sometimes they don't respond and sometimes you have to keep following up and that's okay. It's not personal.
I love it so much. Okay, so what would you say to anyone? And I'm so glad I had this interview because my friend Casey and I were talking about doing the Miracle Hour together and I was feeling very overwhelmed. And now I feel like super capable for us to do this. We're going to meet a couple times a week, but maybe we meet every day. We just have to find a time that works. And we stay accountable to doing the Miracle Hour and we just go for it. I'm very excited about this.
Yes.
You're changing the world, Kelly.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. Well, you're such a master executor already that like, if you drop this in, you're just going to like explode.
Yeah. My customer service person is helping me with this too. So it's going to be awesome. I'm kind of moving her into sales-ish role, but customer service is kind of sales too. So
my top performing salespeople are not salespeople. They're actually client services and customer support people because this is relationship based.
Yes.
So this is not about like the bro marketing, like sales script, like there's none of that. So like if you have a client services person, a customer service person, someone that's just really good with like the people part of your business, they will crush the Miracle Hour because it's all relationships.
Right. You need a
Yeah.
supporter in that role. So what is
Yeah.
one final piece of advice you want to give my audience before we head out today?
Just know that it can be simpler, faster, and easier to start growing your business this afternoon. So go get the book. And when you get the book, you get instant access to the audiobook. Take action. And I would say the biggest thing is don't try to be perfect about it. Just
No.
do it messy. Do it messy. Just take some kind of action, because when you start seeing those wins, you're going to feel amazing and you're going to be like, wait a second, right? It doesn't need to be perfect.
Good.
You don't need to have every I dotted and T crossed. You just need to take action.
So good. I am excited for everyone who gets this book and the toolkit in their hands. So go buy the book. You'll get immediate access to the audiobook. I'm also going to drop a link for the toolkit, which you can download. I have it open on my computer right now. It's great. And I'm so excited, Kelly. When does the book come out?
April 29th.
Okay, amazing. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Tracy.
Thank you so much for watching this episode today. If you love what Kelly had to share, definitely pick up the Miracle Hour book. When you do, you're going to get an immediate copy of the audiobook, which is awesome. I already binge listened to it. And in the caption below, I'm going to be linking the Miracle Hour toolkit. And this toolkit is going to be a resource that you will use every day to be able to execute in your business with the revenue generating activities that make sense for you. You are going to love this. I am so excited for you. Now, before you go, if you like this episode, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and click that little notification bell so that you're notified of any new episodes. Thanks so much for watching today. This is Tracy Matthews signing off. Until next time. Ciao for now.